Love and Life family, this is the Satrilrose, and I wanted to get back on here and speak about this quantum leap that we are experiencing. As always, you guys can find me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, at the Satrilrose. Remember to type in my entire name on YouTube if you guys decide to, look me up on YouTube. Again, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, the Satrilrose. If you guys would like to book a reading, go to my website. I will put the link to my website in the description. Excuse me. We can chat and we can set you guys up a session. You know what I mean? My cash tag is Satrilrose. If you guys would like to donate, again, I will put that in the chat and I would pin it to the top. Again, my cash tag is Satrilrose. Let's go ahead and do that right now, actually. So again, I wanted to get on here and, kind of talk about this quantum leap that a lot of us are experiencing right now. I know that a lot of us right now are out there experiencing certain things and, having certain experiences, and I just want to be the first to tell you that you are not going crazy. I want to be the first to tell you that you are not going crazy right now. I myself have been meditating, journaling, and you guys let me know if you guys can hear me. Put a 1 in the chat or just, say something in the chat box and just let me know that you guys can hear me. Like I said, I've been journaling. I've been, just working on that alignment, and making sure that I'm aware of my thoughts and, being mindful of my thoughts, things of that nature. You know what I mean? That's very, very, very pivotal right now. That's very important to do right now, is to really be mindful of our thoughts. You know what I mean? Don't give me 1 second. I always forget to record. So like I said, right now, like I spoke about in the previous stream, right now, I believe that a lot of us should be focusing on, that alignment between the heart and the mind, of course, that crown and heart chakra. You know what I mean? Later on in this stream, I will be pulling up a few slides and just kind of giving you guys a brief description of what I'm talking about. A lot of us really need to be focused on that right now. I believe that there are things in this matrix that's been how can I put it? Attempting to lower our frequency, so to speak, right? Attempting to lower our frequency, and the same thing I want for myself is the same thing I want for a lot of you all. You know what I mean? Like, I don't necessarily just want to get on here and talk about spookism or just talk about the fearmonger and focus on the fearmonger. I actually want to talk about, how to raise your frequency, how to raise your vibration, things of that nature. You know what I mean? That's what I believe that we should be focusing on right now, is actually raising our frequency and raising our vibration, because like I said, the world is just so in such a stalemate and in such a dead state. Like, we're literally amongst the walking dead. I don't know if you guys have ever watched that show, but I've been binge watching it for the past couple of weeks, but we are definitely walking amongst the walking dead, and it's like, to make sure that you aren't infected, to make sure that you aren't, infected by that virus. You know what I mean? We want to make sure that we're, coming out of survival mode and coming out of this dead state of frequency, and raising ourselves on a divine frequency, on a high frequency, So, like I said, we definitely gonna have a lot to talk about. And I'm gonna just rock it out like this, you know what I mean? We go get into this, give me 1 second. We got a lot to talk about today. We definitely got a lot to talk about. You know, that experience that I had a few days ago, it was, you know, that the effects of that experience was, you know, to a certain extent kind of still lingering on, you know. And I feel as though that these past couple of days, and I'm grateful for Spirit for even, you know, allowing me to have that experience. You know, I feel as though that a lot of us should be grateful for a lot of the experiences that we have, you know, should be grateful for a lot of the experiences that we have, you know, because we're having them for a reason, and we chose to have said experience for a reason. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I always talk about transmutation. I always talk about alchemy. Had it not been for that experience, I would not have been able to get on here and talk about certain things, you know? Give me 1 second, family. So yeah, I wouldn't have been able to get on here and talk about certain things with you guys, you know, and I just pray that someone out there resonates with this message and actually can relate to everything that I'm talking about right now. You know, like I said, that energy lingered on for a little while, and this entire week is just like constant meditation. I'm getting back into that mode to where I'm meditating literally like several times a day, journaling several times a day, because that's what's needed right now. You know, because this shift, the shift is about to be so intense, and a lot of us really should be in a state to where we're around high vibrational people. Like it's getting to the point to where you can't even afford to be around low vibrational people. So a lot of us are in situations to where we're being removed from certain areas. You know, we're being removed from certain spaces. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much what I'm feeling right now. You know, to get a little bit personal and transparent, I was in a situation a few months ago to where, you know, the person that I was living with, me and that individual, you know, unfortunately it was a family member. We couldn't necessarily get along. You know, our relationship has always been, you know, very it's been a lot of turmoil, there's been a lot of chaos. And I had to be removed from that. I had to be removed out of that space. So now I'm in a space to where I'm around someone who's high vibrational. I'm in a space to where I'm in a divine frequency. You know, since I've been over here, I've been in a state of cleansing. I've been in a state of purging, you know, doing the shadow work and just, you know, cleaning myself spiritually. You know what I mean? Like right now, like I said, right now, that's extremely important right now. You know, extremely important right now. You know what I mean? Extremely important. So, like I said, I'm just looking forward to connecting with you guys and just hearing about a lot of you guys' experiences right now. Like I said, I don't necessarily know who's going to be on this chat. But either way, I'm going to rock it out. You know what I mean? Either way, I have to get this out. I have to get this out because Spirit gave me that prompting. Spirit gave me that prompting to actually get up, you know, today and just, you know, go live. You know what I mean? I had to. Give me 1 second, family. I'm just figuring some things out right now. Like I said, we're definitely about to get into a lot of the information, you know, because I'm still learning about quantum jumps. I'm still learning about quantum leaps and, you know, things of that nature. You know what I mean? So we're definitely going to be learning this together. So let's talk about a quantum leap, right? Quantum leap, quantum jump. To me, they are one and the same. So, and this is something that I ended up finding And of course, I'm going to give you guys the source. I may even link all of this in the description, right? So let's talk about a quantum jump. What is a quantum jump, right? Quantum jumping is the process of making a reality shift through a leap in your mind to alternate versions of you in the multiverse, right? Now, I know that we've seen plenty of movies this year, last year, you know, Marvel movies, a lot of movies that's been coming out talking about the multiverse, you know, Doctor Strange, you know, Guardians of the Galaxy, Ant-Man, you know, things of that nature, right? These movies talk about the multiverse, and it's not so far-fetched, right? This has been scientifically proven. You know, there are millions, billions of realities to where you exist. So when we're tapping into those said realities, we're pulling things back from those realities. I always talk about the dream state. The dream state is one way that a lot of us have been tapping into this information. You know, the dream state, even deeper, the Akashic records. You know what I mean? The Akashic records is one of those areas to where, you know, spaces to where you can tap into multiple versions of multiple alternate realities of self. You know what I mean? And during this quantum jump, like I said, a lot of us have been doing this unintentionally. Like we're manifesting constantly, you know, throughout our lifetimes, both subconsciously and consciously. You know, again, this is why I say that we have to focus on our thoughts. Focus on your thoughts, you know, because during this quantum jump, you're gonna be shifted into different realities. And I actually want you guys to talk about this. I actually want to have this conversation with you guys as well. Tell me about y'all dreams, man. I know I'm not the only one having crazy dreams right now. You know what I mean? I know I'm not the only one having crazy dreams. You know, a lot of us right now have, give me 1 second. Yeah, a lot of us right now are having extremely wild dreams. You know what I mean? And lately I've been noticing that for the past couple of months, I've been tapping into different versions of self, my younger self, you know, alternate versions of self. You know, I'm, you know, in certain versions, I'm taller, I'm shorter, you know, I'm, you know what I mean? I'm more fit, I'm more, whatever the case may be, you know what I mean? And it's like, it's really interesting to really just be able to not only observe that, but also be lucid in those dreams. You know what I mean? So it says here, this is a revolutionary visualization technique where you meet your twin selves from alternate universes, multiverse, and absorb their greatest skills and wisdom to change your reality like never before. So, and this is what I talked about, right? This is what I talked about, to where a lot of us are going to be tapping into, you know, ancient knowledge, you know, knowledge that's been, you know, knowledge gifts, you know, that's been locked away for years. You know what I mean? That a lot of us have been so out of touch with. You know, we've been so out of touch and just in this, you know, just unaligned. You know what I mean? So a lot of us are going to be tapping into that right now, right? And I love the fact that they talked about visualization, right? Because that technique is so powerful. That technique is so powerful because, like I said, your mind, this is why we should also focus on mental, you know, our mental brain power, as well as our heart, our, you know what I'm saying? Cleansing our heart. You know what I mean? You know, being able to visualize the reality, visualize what you desire, visualize what you want to manifest into this reality. You know what I mean? Because like I said, we're gonna be tapping into a lot of amazing gifts. And I can't wait. As I said before, I cannot wait to hear about a lot of you guys' success stories. I cannot wait to hear about a lot of you guys, you know what I mean, come ups, because that's what's about to happen, man. A lot of us are about to come up, and a lot of us are about to really just rise above all of these obstacles, rise above all of these social constructs that this so-called matrix tries to place on us. You know what I mean? definitely can't wait to, like I said, hear about all of the stories and all of the, you know what I mean, experiences that you guys have, you know. So again, it says here, the theory of the multiverse is not a zombie word to people anymore, thanks to movies like Guardians of the Galaxy. Exactly. So it says a multiverse is a hypothetical collection of parallel universes where everything exists at the same time, but with its laws of physics, human intelligence, and even its own set of stars and galaxies, right? So let's talk about how it works. And this is new information for me as well. You know, like I said, this is new information for me as well. It says quantum jumping works in a relaxed state of mind that we otherwise call an alpha state of mind. Right. So this is where meditation comes into play. This is where meditation comes into play, right? You know, it says it can be divided into 4 categories: delta, theta, alpha, and beta. I love that because there are certain planes of the mind that we should really focus on, especially during that meditation. And like I said before, meditation isn't it, you know, sitting in a lotus position in that one position. It's not the end all be all. Meditation can be a plethora of things. Meditation can be a plethora of things right now. You know what I mean? Like I said, like I always talk about, me playing my guitar, drawing, whatever the case may be, that's a meditation for me. You know, for a lot of us, it could be gaming. You know, a lot of us, it could be playing basketball. I don't know, whatever that is. Whenever you're in that state of focus, that's the alpha state of mind. That's the alpha plane of mind. You know what I mean? That is the highest form. That's the highest frequency that you can be at right now. You know what I mean? Because it's a higher frequency. It's a higher frequency, and there's a state of emotional power that's coming through with that as well. So there are going to be a lot of thoughts and a lot of intrusive thoughts that come in during that time to kind of get you out of that. But you have to know how to organize those thoughts and acknowledge those thoughts to where you're able to kind of not push them down, not push them away, but acknowledge them and understand why they are there. Why are these thoughts coming up at this time? You know, why is it that when you get into this state, you know, this is why a lot of us, you know, for a long time, right? Again, you know, I want to be a little transparent. For a long time, I stopped drawing. You know, I stopped drawing, and this was something that I was pretty much known for. You know what I mean? Back in school, you know what I mean? Like, was being able to draw, and I ended up having an accident to where I cut my arm. I had an accident to where I cut my arm, and I still to this day cannot, you know, close my hand completely because it was just that bad, right? Not to get too, you know, into detail about that, but I had to learn how to write. I had to learn how to tie my shoes again. I had to learn how to, you know what I mean, draw, play basketball, all of these things, right? And between playing basketball and me actually drawing, those were the things that I love to do. And to be able to be in a situation to where you're not able to do that anymore, whether it be temporary or not, it was a very like nerve-wracking experience. And it was like, you know, I went into a state of depression because it's like, you know, these are the things that I love to do, right? So just recently, I want to say between this year and last, I recently just really dove back into drawing. You know, I would, you know, throughout the years get back into it, but I would never stay consistent because of those thoughts, right? So now that I'm a lot older and I'm a lot more mature spiritually and mentally, right? I've got into the space to where I'm able to refresh my memory on certain techniques. A lot of it is muscle memory. You know what I mean? I'm able to, you know, tap back into that mode, right? To make a long story short, you know, I'm able to basically organize those thoughts. And during that, it's like now, drawing for me is like shadow work. Drawing for me is therapeutic. A couple of days ago, I actually started to cry because at one point I thought like, okay, I lost this ability. But then I started to realize like this piece is actually coming together. It was a beautiful experience. You know what I mean? Because I was able to set those, you know, acknowledge those thoughts and acknowledge those emotions and continue to do my piece, you know? That's the alpha state of mind to me. To me, that's the highest frequency that you can be, because it's so healing. It's such a healing experience. You know what I mean? And they talk about the science here, and I love the fact that they talk about the science. Okay, it says, let me break it down further for you, right? Our brain emits different frequencies depending on our emotional level, a higher frequency at a higher emotional state, and vice versa. Exactly, right? And they break this down beautifully. They break this down beautifully on this in this article, right? The beta represents the awake state. When you're awake, your brain produces waves at 21 CPS cycles per second, right? When you lower that frequency to 13 CPS, you enter into a meditative state. We call it the alpha state of mind. It's exactly what I was talking about, right? In this state, you feel calm, relaxed, and free of any worries. This is the state you need to attain for quantum jumping, right? So again, we have to, in order to quantum jump, in order to achieve this quantum jump, we have to raise our frequency. You have to raise your frequency. That is the only way to achieve this quantum jump successfully, right? So a lot of us who are not prepared for this quantum jump, like I said, that experience I had, I knew that I was raising my frequency on a spiritual sense, but mentally I was not ready. I was not ready for that, right? So again, this is where that anxiety comes from. This is where that fear comes from. You know, it almost feels like you're falling. It feels like you're falling, and you don't really know exactly where you're falling to. You don't know how high how high the drop was. You know what I mean? That's pretty much what it felt like, you know. And this is just the beta state, you know what I mean? Yeah, I love how this, like I said, I love how this particular article, I may even, so you guys can do your own research, I may even tag this in the, put this in the description actually. So this next slide, right? Quantum jumping in 4 easy steps. I love how they break this down, right? So it says you begin your quantum jump. Your mind is the launch pad. So again, it starts in a mental state. You know, that's where it starts, to where you start to realize that something has risen your frequency. Something has risen. Something is tugging at your physical body. You know, something is tugging at your physical body, and that's what I'm pretty much seeing with this energy, right? And it says the second step, you meet your alternate selves. You know, again, in that dream state, again, a lot of you are going to be experiencing situations to where you meet alternate versions of self. Whether it be your younger self, whether it be an older, your teenage version of yourself, you know, an alternate version of yourself in alternate realities, in you know, the so-called multiverse. You know what I mean? And it's always good. I talk about this a lot. It's always good to basically journal these dreams. Write these dreams. If you don't have anybody to share these dreams with, either journal them or voice record these dreams. That's what I suggest. And this is something that I've been doing for the past couple of months. And I have to really be careful about what I'm bringing into this reality, because a lot of that, believe it or not, a lot of it, you don't necessarily want to bring a lot of things into your reality. So it's good to know certain aspects of self. It's good to know certain versions of self, because like I said, you don't want to bring certain things into this reality. And I feel like a lot of us should, you know, one journal prompting that I will give you guys, right, is what do you want to bring into this reality? What version of self do you want to bring into this reality? Is that version of self, is that going to be an asset, or is it going to be a liability to bring that into this reality? You get what I'm saying? You know, a lot of us want to upgrade our health. A lot of us want to upgrade our money. A lot of us want to upgrade our lives, whether it be with our spouses, whatever the case may be, right? In order to do that, you have to focus on your spiritual resources. You have to focus on your spiritual resources. You know, this is what I believe, you know what I mean? So the fourth phase is that you return to your reality better, wiser, and ready to apply your new abilities. You know, like I said, what exactly do you want to bring into this reality? When you're traveling to that alternate universe, what exactly do you want to bring into this reality? Who do you want to bring into this new reality, right? And that's one thing that I've been questioning myself is that, you know, what am I bringing here? What exactly am I bringing into this reality to where I can actually elevate? You know what I mean? Like that I can actually genuinely elevate to a higher frequency and shift my reality right now. You know, again, like I said, this is something that I've been journaling about. This is something that I've been meditating on for the past couple of days, and it's going to go on for the past couple of months, honestly. You know, a lot of us are quantum jumping right now. A lot of us are taking that leap. A lot of us are taking that leap, as scary as it is. You know, it's almost as if one aspect of self wants to stay in this reality, but another aspect of self wants to elevate, and it can be scary. It can be extremely terrifying, but it needs to happen. It needs to happen. A lot of us are going through an intense transformation at this point. An intense transformation right now. You know what I mean? A lot of us are going through an intense transformation. Says the... One second. A lot of us are going through an intense transformation at this point, you know, an intense transformation. And it's like a lot of us have things that we've gone through in this reality. A lot of us have things that we've gone through in this reality to where you don't want to experience that. You don't want to experience that anymore, you know? And one thing that I always say is that, you know, that I don't necessarily believe in good and bad or good and evil or whatever the case may be. I believe in choices, right? We can choose not to suffer. You can choose to get out of that reality. You can always choose to create and conjure up a better reality for self. This is what I believe. You can choose to create a better reality for self. You know, again, I feel as though that working on that heart and mind, you know, let's talk about the heart, right? Let's talk about the heart. Let's talk about cleansing your heart. The trauma that a lot of us experience on that frequency, right? On an emotional frequency. A lot of us don't even know that. Certain heartbreak and certain emotional trauma actually physically affects your heart. It physically affects your heart. So there's, on a biological, you know, physical sense, there's healing that needs to be done in that sense, right? There's healing that needs to be done on a physical sense. In an emotional frequency, right? In an emotional frequency, a lot of us have to have that. A lot of us have to do the healing in that sense. You know what I mean? And again, like I said, a lot of us are going to be faced with things that are challenging. A lot of us are going to be faced with things that bring up old wounds. But as I always say, I spoke about this before, those wounds are portals. And you decide what's on the other side of that portal. Is it going to be more heartache? Is it going to be more suffering? Or is it going to be abundance, prosperity? We have to know these things. We have to know these things. Is it going to be more abundance? Is it going to be more prosperity? Or is it going to be even more suffering, even more pain, even more trauma? None of us want to go through trauma. None of us want to go through trauma. I definitely don't want to go through any more trauma than I have to. So let's talk about, let me go ahead and pull that up. The heart chakra, right? We have to know the heart chakra. We have to know this chakra. We have to study this chakra, right? So let's talk about it, right? Where's the heart chakra? Where is it located? In the center of the chest. The energy center is not located where our actual heart organs lies. Rather, the heart chakra is in the center, the dead center of the chest area. It is the fourth chakra, counting from the bottom of the spine in the traditional 7 chakra system, right? So again, it's in that area. It's in that the dead center. Again, like I said, this is the alignment that I was talking about. This is us being in alignment. This is us being in alignment. We have to focus on that alignment. We have to understand that, when you're aligned, that's the connection to this higher frequency. That's the connection to this higher frequency. And I feel as though that this is the area that we should be focused on when we're meditating. This is the area that we should be focused on when we're doing that work. When we're doing that heart chakra healing work. I've been doing it for months and not even realizing it, honestly. I've been doing it for months and not even realizing it, So the color, and this is really, really important to understand. Really important to understand. The color green. Work with the color green. Work with the color green, right? Work with the color green. Meditate with that energy. Whether it be a crystal, whether it be, whatever it is, wear the color green even. It's springtime. It's about to be spring. It's about to be summer. You know what I mean? So bring that vibrancy, and it says higher frequencies can turn to pink. So the higher the frequency goes, the more vibrant the color. Work with those colors. I know a lot of women are going to be wearing pink this summer. A lot of women are going to be wearing, a lot of divine feminine are going to be wearing that color. You know what I mean? Work with that energy. And as men, I feel as though that we shouldn't be afraid of that as well. Work with that color. Work with that energy, right? Let's talk about money. Money is green. The American dollar, US dollars are green, right? Money is a frequency. Money is currency. There's a reason why they call it currency. It's energy. So this not only is going to help you on a spiritual sense, elevate you on a spiritual sense, this is going to elevate you on a financial frequency. Like I said, more abundance. This is talking about more abundance. This is going to help you on a financial frequency. This is going to bring in that funnel of money. That funnel of abundance. That's that flow of abundance. Let's talk about the crystals that you guys can work with, right? You have the pink quartz, clear quartz, jade, and green calcite. I may be pronouncing that wrong, right? But these are the energies that you can work with, the essential oils, right? You got rose, you got jasmine, bergamot. I can't really pronounce a few of these, but hey, the information is there. You know what I mean? These are powerful things that we can work with. These are powerful resources that we can work with. I want to get to the psychological meanings, right? And I love this. The heart chakra, love for oneself and others, relating, relationships, compassion, empathy, forgiveness, acceptance, transformation, change, ability to grieve and reach peace, compassionate discernment, center of awareness, integration of insight, high vibration. This is a high frequency. This is a high frequency. And I wanted to get on here and show you guys this, to show you all that I'm not just talking out the side of my neck. The information is here, you know, and this is something that I've needed to study. Love for oneself. A lot of us don't even realize, and I hate to use this term, but a lot of us are committing spiritual suicide on a daily basis. A lot of us hate ourselves on a spiritual sense. A lot of us hate ourselves. As I always say, right? Being connected to your inner child means that you have a soul. You're connected to your soul, right? A lot of us have traumatized our inner child so bad these past couple of months, these past couple of years. You treat your inner child with so much disdain and just so much hatred. Like I said in my previous stream, show your inner child that you love them. Show your inner child that you're proud of them. Show your inner child that you're proud of them, right? Relationships. A lot of us are in relationships to where the love is just not as electrifying as it was before, or relationships where you're not with the person that you know you should be with. You know what I mean? Like I always say, love is the highest frequency that a lot of us could radiate. So if you have someone in your life that you genuinely love and you know that person can reciprocate that energy, has reciprocated that energy of love, that high frequency of love, hold on to that person. Hold on to that person, you know? Compassion, empathy. Man, I know people personally who lack compassion, who lack empathy. And it's almost like those people are just like, you're soulless. And I hate, like I said, I hate to sound as harsh as, you know, I hate to put it that harshly, but, you know, to me, that's just what it is. You don't have a soul. To me, you don't have a soul. To lack how can I put it? To be able to do a lot of the things that I've seen in the media, you know, social media, whatever the case may be, with certain individuals, especially when it comes to children, especially when it comes to women, especially when it comes to your family. The fact that your soul, the fact that your inner child, the fact that your higher self would even allow you to do something like that, it's sickening to me. I know we've seen a lot of the things that we've seen on social media, a lot of the things that we've seen in the media. You know, there are a plethora of people who lack compassion, who lack that empathy, right? Again, like I said, we're a lot of us are walking amongst the walking dead and don't even realize it, you know, and don't even realize it. Forgiveness and acceptance. I love that because, like I said, a lot of us have gone through things in life, in this physical reality and on this earthly realm, right? To where it was traumatic, and the people that hurt us are walking amongst us. The people that hurt us, we have to be in these people's faces. We have to be around these people, you know, and I know it hurts. It's triggering. It really is. It really does trigger you. Again, like I said, I've had experiences to where this person, you know, unfortunately, I still have to hear this person's voice. I still have to know of this person. I still have to hear about this person. And if I'm being quite honest, like, it triggers me every time, and I'm still working on accepting that it triggers me. And I'm still working on the fact that I have to forgive this person. I have to forgive this individual. It hurts like hell. It really does. But I have to forgive it. Again, I'm learning as I go. I have to forgive this individual. I really do. A lot of us have to forgive. And ultimately, a lot of us have to forgive ourselves for even allowing certain things to affect you. For even allowing certain things to basically, affect you in that sense. Transformation and change. The only way for this transformation to happen, the only way for this transformation to succeed is that you forgive. That is the only way. That is the only way. And I love that experience of that, going through that transformation. This is the year of Oya, and she brings about change. And a lot of people talk about change, but a lot of people don't talk about the chaos that comes with it. She brings that storm. She brings that storm, and she brings that, you know what I mean? Like, she brings that energy. She brings that energy of change. She brings that energy of transformation. And a lot of us are going to be going through that intense. And I know the next couple of months are going to be extremely intense, because like I said, my birthday is in September. I'll be 26. That equals to 8. We are in 2024. That's 8. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and look up the etymology, not the etymology, but the meaning of the number 8, right? Spiritual meaning of the number 8. You see, I got the dragon right there. That's the year of the dragon as well. Spiritual meaning of 8. Symbol of infinity. In spirituality, the number 8 is often seen as a symbol of infinity, representing the eternal nature of the soul and its connection to the divine. It is believed to possess a balanced energy, blending the material and spiritual realms. That's powerful. That's powerful. The karmic equalizer. I love that. The karmic equalizer. This is the transformation that I'll personally be going through. Often associated with balance, power, and material success, the number 8 is a multifaceted figure that offers a rich tapestry of meanings. It's beautiful. The shape of the number 8 symbolizes balance and infinity. 5 pillars: balance, infinite cycles, material success, leadership, and personal empowerment. And I love the fact that they talk about leadership, right? And this is something that I've had to accept within self, that I'm meant to be some type of leader of a sort. Some type of leader. This is not me putting myself above anybody. I always say that I'll prefer to be a leader versus being a so-called boss, right? Because I want to give birth to other leaders. I want you to be able to lead as well, whether it be leading your own life or being able to lead somebody else to their success, right? Again, without this work, I wouldn't be able to step into that power. Without knowing this work, without knowing this information, I wouldn't be able to, in actually doing this work, actually putting it into action, I wouldn't be able to step into that power. Wouldn't be able to personal empowerment. Every day I'm working on ways to actually be a better version of self. Working on ways to be a better version of self, It says it's known as the karmic equalizer. And this is the year of karma. This is something that I talk about in my readings as well. You know, we accumulate both good and bad karma, so-called good and bad karma. You know, a lot of us have accumulated, you know, what you give to the universe is what you get out. It's like a bank account. It's like a bank account. The same amount you put in, you can make a withdrawal with interest. So if you putting out that high vibration, that high frequency, you're gonna receive that back with interest. You're gonna receive that back in you know, with interest. You're gonna receive that with interest, you know. Like I said, you know, we really should be working on this heart chakra, you know. Really should be working on this heart chakra. It's pivotal. It's so pivotal right now. It's so important and vital right now to be able to do it. Even on a, like I said before, like I said in my last stream, even in a physical sense, knowing your diet, knowing what you're putting into your body, you know what I mean? Even in that sense, we have to know exactly what we're putting into our bodies to know that what's affecting our heart. You know, a lot of us, especially in the so-called black community, right? We know about high cholesterol. We know